Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of our entitled parents. In today's episode, Mom wants monthly $600 sent to her in Thailand because we make a lot of money. Update: Mom wants monthly $600 sent to her in Thailand. Crosspost from /am@asshole, entitled Mother demands her toddler use an extra seat that OP paid for. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Mom wants monthly $600 sent to her in Thailand because we make a lot of money. As the title states, I have a mother in her early 60s who moved back to Thailand to retire. We never really got along, but she's my mom, so I keep in touch. Recently she asked my siblings and I to send her $600 collectively each month because she wants to buy a new car and use the monthly money for car payments and expenses. Well, we tried to tell her we'll help her buy a used car. Nope, needs to be a new car. Says we all make a lot of money and can easily send her $200 each per month. I guess because she birthed us, she can decide how much of our income she's entitled to every month. Addressing some things being brought up. It's a culture thing that the children show appreciation to their parents by sending money to them in Thailand. Yes, I have therapy regularly to learn to undo the guilt and feeling responsible for their emotions. I have childhood PTSD from the abuse from both parents, physical and verbal. We now offered to send $200 per month, collectively, rather than $200 each, until we have more income. She still wants more though, and it's hard when she gets disappointed with us. She wants the money to buy a new Honda sedan and extra for gas/insurance coverage. We will always send her money if she needs help. Take out a loan to cover medical bills, etc., but she retired with $10 years ago. We think it's because she wants to show her friends how great her kids are. She likes to show us off. We're in the process of making sure she wasn't scammed and lost all her money. If that's the case, we will up it to $500 per month since the home she lives in is paid off. It'll be hard for us to save, but we'll do our best to increase our disposable incomes before we have children. Edit 2: No, I would never accept money from my children. I don't believe in that practice for myself, but it's hard to let go of something parents have made you believe you had to do all your life. My next therapy appointment is in a few days. There's a lot of layers to work on from the childhood PTSD. We'll tell her about this going on. Edit 3: My father and mother divorced 20 plus years ago. He is not involved with this except agreeing that mom is being unreasonable in regards to what we can afford. Edit 4: I don't want her money. She'll hold it over our heads forever. Final update: we finally found out what happened. She got scammed and is now running low on funds. I won't say details, but she should have drawn up a contract. Won't be posting about this anymore, need to find out if it's true and then go from there. Thank you for the awards. Thank you for offering up encouragement and advice. Have a great day everyone. She can rage and sputter in anger all she wants, but what can she really do to punish you? Ground you? Take away your phone? Nope, she's too far away for that. Send her a few dollars now and then if you want to, and threaten to stop that if she complains. She has no power over you. She cannot hurt you anymore unless you allow it. Don't allow it. It's more like we can't afford to send $200 each right now. She also retired from selling a home and business, $2 million or so USD, so we asked her why she wants us to buy a brand new car when she can afford to pay for it in full. I hope you all told her no. We did. She's currently calling my aunts in a rage though. This sounds like my mom. She's also Thai and loaded. I recently got married and my husband and I were house hunting. She and my dad own multiple properties and offered to sell us one. I automatically said no thank you, we'd like to find our own place. She kept at it. She wanted to sell me a house that was way out of our budget. We considered it for a short time, but when she started requesting that if we sell the house, she gets 50% of the profit, we were like, WTF? I was like, why do you need profit from a house that you no longer own? Because I'm your mother. She didn't need the money. I later found out from my dad that she wouldn't have requested it if I had been nicer to her. I am no longer in contact with my immediate family. My husband and I found a house we could afford and we love every inch of it. Update: Mom wants monthly $600 sent to her in Thailand. I've blocked her from everything. We sent her $3,500 to help with a down payment and asked her to send us details/documents before buying the car. We knew that this money we will never see, but we did it anyway so long as she agreed to let us see documents and decide on what car. To prevent from getting scammed best as possible. Someone she's friends with offered to sell her his car. Didn't transfer names to my mom. Just took the money for the down and expects monthly payments. Mom did this without sending us any paperwork. Just assumed we would be happy to send her money for the next 5 years now that she's already bought a car. I told her no, that's not what we discussed. She threw guilt trips and insults at me, so I blocked her. She wanted, on top of the $3,500 sent to her, $200 for the car, $100 for gas, $300 for her to share with her community each month. We said we would not fund her and her friends. She insulted me some more, saying that she's my mother as a reason. And that she can do what she wants when she receives this money. So we won't send any. She has 9 of her own siblings who can reach out to me if it's life or death. They send her money collectively as well. Found out they sent her $1,600 shortly before we sent her $3,500. Cut her out of my life. Thank you to my therapist for keeping me grounded and the support on Reddit that made me feel as though I wasn't being unreasonable. If you haven't already, and the rest of the family is someone whom you wish to remain in contact with, you might want to communicate with each other about the assistance you provided. It would be interesting if she told each relative a different reason she needed help and that each was the only one who was helping her. Good for you. Helping her within your limits is certainly different than being expected to support her entire community when you don't have unlimited unneeded money available. Yes, agreed. Sucky situation, but I need to be able to make mortgage payments and have a fund in case of healthcare emergencies. In your previous post you had indicated she got scammed and was low on funds. She also retired with $2 mil USD and a paid-off house. Did you get confirmation that she actually got scammed or just trying to pressure her kids and sending her money? I feel so sorry you have to deal with this. It's absolutely unfair. And to expect it after verbal and physical abuse. Narcissistic. My aunt confirmed it. She lost her fortune but is still giving away all the money she does get from family helping out. She said she's sharing for good karma. Most of my family stopped sending money this month. We think she's at a fake temple. Sounds like she just wants you and everyone else to enable her. Good riddance. At least you've put a ton of space between you and her, I understand. We tried to give her the benefit of the doubt, but it just didn't work out and it's just too much to send each month. On top of being guilt for still not sending enough. A rule of thumb I've had is: never send money you can't afford to spend. In other words, take care of yourself first and foremost. Make sure you're able to make ends meet, put some away in savings, etc. before you consider helping someone else financially. This just applies to life in general. Of course, I'm not privy to the details of things, but $600 is a lot of money and not just something most can just throw around. Good on you for standing your ground. Crosspost from /am@asshole, entitled Mother Demands Her Toddler Use an Extra Seat That OP Paid For. I 34F am obese. I'm actively working toward losing weight and I've made progress, but I'm still obese as I'm typing this. I'm going over to see my brother and his husband for Christmas across the country, and because I'm fat, I booked an extra seat so everyone can be more comfortable. I know it sucks having to pay for an extra seat, but it is what it is. I know Southwest Airlines has this customer of size policy, but I'd had some bad experiences with Southwest even before I was obese, so I wasn't doing that, and it's mostly my fault I even got fat. Everything goes smoothly from checking in to security and boarding, at least at first. This woman comes to my row with a boy who appeared to be about a year old. She told me to squeeze into one seat so her son could sit in the other. She told me, not asked. I told her no and that I paid for this seat for the extra space. She makes a big fuss over it, which got the flight attendant's attention. She told the flight attendant I was stealing the seat from her son, then I showed my boarding passes, proving that I, in fact, paid for the extra seat. The flight attendant asked me if I could try to squeeze in, but I said no, that I wanted the extra seat I paid for. The boy, who the mom said is 18 months old, was supposed to sit in her lap so he could do just that. The flight attendant eventually told the mom to put her son in her lap. I got dirty looks and passive-aggressive remarks from her for the entire flight, and I do feel a little bad because the boy looked hard to control, so AITA? What is with these flight attendants? You paid for 2 seats. I know, right? There should have been no question from the flight attendant. If the OP bought the 2 seats, then those seats are taken. Let's say OP could squeeze into 1 seat. It doesn't matter, she still spent money for 2 seats. There was no offer to buy that seat from her from either the EM or the flight attendant. The seat was taken. End of story. The answer to the mother should have been, I paid for 2 seats, maybe you should have 2. Since you didn't, you now need to do what you paid for, as in keeping the child on your lap. You are trying to make me the bad person, while you were too cheap to pay for another seat, when I actually did pay for an extra seat. So, now you want this to be my problem, when it really is a you problem. Exactly, EP could have simply bought a seat for her kid. I have been buying an extra seat for my son on flights since he was 11 months old because he had already exceeded the bassinet size by that time, and I was not keeping him on my lap for that entire time. This is the FA's fault, IMO. You contracted and paid for an extra seat. In no way should she have asked you to accommodate this woman. The airlines need to honor the contracts they have with their passengers, including paying for an extra seat or not moving you from a seat which you have chosen and paid. They were making some other person's problem your problem. I would file a complaint with the airline that they did not honor your contract and brought unwanted attention to you. NTA. Completely agree. That flight attendant did not want this woman pissed at her. She threw that shitstorm right at you. Complain to the airline. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.